Hiya. Second part of this video is reviewing the SR1, the Daiwa pole. So we'll have a look through the package and we'll have a go through that. Obviously it comes with a nice old awl again. Good quality old awls, these are nice and tough. Again, it's got double zip. Unlike the other pole, it's everything's tubed in this when it comes standard. The only difference is that that's a different tube, but you get these white ones. Even the pole obviously is comes in its own tube, so we'll get that out and have a look. Again, this takes up to 20 elastic. It's a wonderful pole. It's a beautifully smooth pole. It's really easy, as you can see. It's a real easy ship back pole out of Daiwa's range. They've got a new range out called the XR range, which has replaced the SRI, the SR range. Personally, I believe the SRs are nicer, but there's not much in them. This one at 11 metres is just over a kilo. Now the one that replaces it is 50 grams heavier than the one it replaced. So I mean, I don't know why that is, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. But it's got a slip down finish to the right down to the number 4 section as this one. It takes up to 20 elastics. It's brilliant for a margin pole, and it's brilliant for you know, fishing up to its full length, up to silvers. Now I'll just get one of the sections out to show you. Daiwa on this pole have got what they call a section alignment system, which is everyone's got an arrow, and you line the arrows up and it equals the strongest strength that you can have the pole, a spine if you like. And obviously the arrows indicate which way is up to your sections, and also which section's going into which section, so there's no way of putting it together wrong. Don't know if you can see it, but every single joint is reinforced with a step, so it's an extra thick joint, so then your joints go together well. It's just right next to my finger, I don't know if you can see it, but the slip down is right up to this number 4 section, so it's only really your top section that's not got this slip finish, and it's a lovely finish, easy to ship in and out. I'll set it up in a minute, but what I'll do is I'll just go through power kits with you. It comes standard with 1 match kit, which is inside the pole, and 2 power kits. Now I've took the number 1 out of my match kit because most of my fishing is carp fishing, so that's what I'll be using it for, more for my margins. But I have set 1 light rig up, which we'll use it for today. It's on the power top. As you can see, the lovely strong power tops like they are on the Preston pole, thick tip. This one we've got an internal bush on, and it's to a connector actually, this one, which I don't normally use, but this one's got a grey hydro in it, so it's nice and light, easy for today's fishing. And obviously, like I always do, it's down to a puller bung. Can't go wrong with a puller bung. Modern times, this is the way that pole fishing is going forward, and you can't beat them. Personally, always go with Preston ones, because these other bungs, MIDI ones, Avanti, all those do a version, but they tend to be thinner tubes, bend easily, they're not as strong. Preston are the first for a reason. They make it up. They're the best in my opinion. So what we'll do is we'll set that one together and we'll have a look at that and see what's what with this one. So I'll catch them in the box and we'll give it a... Hiya, right, we're on the box. I've screwed Daiwa pole together and we can have a look what it looks like at full length. Today I'll be using one of these new Preston cad pots, fastened down by elastic. Brilliant little pots. You can come in medium, small and large. Got all these tops, different style tops with them, 4 different types. So you've got just a normal lid, a drip one, an even smaller drip one, and then one which looks like you put your ground bait in and use it as a filter feeder. Today obviously I'm just going to have normal lid on it, and we'll give it a go. So like I say, it's got a lovely slip back action on it. As you can see, I've aligned all the alignments up like it shows on your pole, to make it the strongest it can be. It's a lovely easy pole to ship out. This pole weighs nothing, it's really smooth to ship, and you can see even at 11 metres, you know, it's a decent distance away. I mean, it's not too far away from where I'm fishing with 13 metre pole, so we won't be fishing it at 11 metres today. We've got 2 lines set up. I've just cupped in some pellets and corn and a bit of paste ground bait just while we're waiting. You know, just to keep the swim going before we put our rigs on. But the first swim is probably about 2 metres away from the tip of this pole, right up against the little alcove from the 13 metre line. And then my close-in line, which I'll be fishing on the Daiwa pole today, is just here to the right. Both hopefully will be good swims, and set my rig up and let's have a go. I've put my rig on for the Daiwa pole. Float I'm going to use today is a TD7. This is 4/16s. Quite a small float. We're not fishing too deep, so it'll be nice for close in. Really strong carbon bristle, carbon stem, and that's all the way through 4-pound line. And we've got some stocks on there, number 8 stocks. Got 4 together, and then I've got a dropper one about 6 inches away from hook. And the hook I'm using is a PR27 size 18 eyed hook. Just tied that on with a simple blood knot. I'm just going to put the plummet on, and we'll plumb the depth and see what kind of depth we've got out there. Both rigs today that I'm using, exactly the same line, a slightly different float but same size, basically the same mirror setups really. Just see how deep it is, and then obviously we can cut back as line from the pole tip. In my opinion, you don't want much more than 10 inches of line from the tip of your pole. Obviously there's more than that now. But we're obviously just plummeting, so we need that extra line just to check. I'm just going to take off number 11, the last section. So lift that to fish. You just want to be in the mouth of this area, but so you can see that's just touching bottom, but the farther I come out, you can see it's just dropping. Now that's dead depth there, so that's a good guess, to be fair, an educated guess. It's dead depth there, but what I want is to fish an inch over depth. So what I'll do is I will just bring it, just bring it slightly a touch up, so it's slightly over depth. As you can see, if we're dropping it out from a foot away, you're losing an inch, so it also gives us an inch if we come out far away. So I'll just ship that back and we'll walk it up. Kill the line around your finger, get it on your finger. So you've got this good thing to pull. Just pull away from your thumb. So you measure an inch there between your thumb and end of the float, so you know that you're not pulling the line and your float's not moving. So now what I'm going to do is, like I said, you don't want to be too far away from your pole tip. So just a nice overhand loop just to pull your line through. Unfortunately it's cold fingers. We've got an overland loop. Don't make your loop too big. And then just secure it off again with another one, so then it doesn't tighten on itself. Really simple. Pull your connector down. Don't throw your line on the floor, just put it onto your box. Obviously you don't want to leave the line on the bank. There we go. Loop that back over into your connector. Good firm push, and listen for the click. If you get a connector and it's getting a bit worn, a bit slack, then you need to change it, because if your sleeve pops open and you could be on your personal best fish or a really decent fish, and you know you lose it because of a silly thing like that, it's you're not going to feel very happy with yourself. So let's get fishing. So we'll just we'll bait up and we'll give it a try. Right, we're shotted up. I've got some more pellets in there. Just going to put a thumb piece size of ground bait out there. We're just going to start with two red maggots and see what's about. Probably most likely we'll catch silvers first, and then obviously as the carp get confident, you know, we should start to get some carp. But you know, it's not to say that, you know, you won't catch carp straight away. Like, it's a lot of carp in here, and as we know, they all like maggots. So just drop your bait close to water, not too much of a splash at winter. Lower your bait down onto the top of it. What you need to be doing is every 10 seconds or so, just lift your bait a little bit and then just drop it back down. Just keeps just like I say, you know, we probably won't catch anything straight away. We've seen that we've got a little indication on float there, and there's a fish on your silver, like I said, to start off. All nice and low, and chip it back into your rollers. Just a nice little skimmer to start off with. Obviously we want a lot bigger fish than this, but obviously got to it's a good indication that there's a few fish about in your peg. Good tip to think with bream is if you get any slime, just make sure you slide it away from your hook. Just gives it a better presentation. Some fish sometimes they see slime, it makes your line visible. So even now as it stands, that shot's slightly too proud for me, so that float, sorry. So I'm just going to clip on, if they're number 8s that are on there, I'm just going to put on a number 10, just to try and take it down just a tiny bit more, just so there's less bristle showing. With it being winter fishing, the bites tend to be a bit more delicate.